I'll get ready to believe in magic again. We are going back to Hogwarts, the West Coast premiere of Harry Potter and the Cursed Child.
Those that we love never truly leave us, Harry. There are things that death cannot touch.
We've got Gryffindor in the house, actor John Skelley, who plays Harry Potter himself. Thanks for joining us. You have to start off by telling us what it is like to play such an iconic character.
Well, it's a lot of fun. I mean, first of all, we have these great audiences that come to the show, and people come dressed up. They've got their wands, their robes, and they come so excited to see the next chapter in Harry Potter's story. And we love bringing the magic, and there's so much magic in the show. To get to perform that is so much fun. It's so incredible. The energy and the excitement in the theater is amazing.
So the premise of the show, this all takes place after what we know of the books and the movies. Tell us a little bit about the story.
Yeah, so for fans of the books, they know the epilogue takes place 19 years after the Battle of Hogwarts. Harry and Ginny and Hermione and Ron are taking their kids to platform 9 3/4 to send them off to Hogwarts. And basically, our story picks up right where the epilogue ends. Harry's taking his middle son, Albus. Albus is a little bit scared to go to Hogwarts, not sure what house he's going to be put into. And that's where our story starts off. And we sort of see them get into hijinks, the next generation. Albus struggles with being the son of the boy who lived, a famous father. And Harry struggles with being a dad and not having one himself. And so figuring out what that relationship is like.
Okay, so those sound like common themes, but do we have to be hardcore Harry Potter fans to know what's going on? Can I be a novice and go in and understand your play?
Yeah, I think absolutely. You can come in, and we've got enough information that you're not going to feel totally out in the weeds. Of course, it helps if you've seen the movies or read some of the books, but there's something for everybody in this show. And like you said, like the themes, like it is a magic show. It's got great music by Imogen Heap. It's got some dancing. It's got, this incredible fight scenes. We've got, and just lovely, really the story is about what it means to be a parent and what it means to be a child of a parent. And those themes are really resonant, especially because we've got so many parents who are bringing their kids to the show. They grew up reading the books.
Yeah.
Now they're coming back. So
we're talking about generations of Harry Potter fans. So it's a big story. It's an all-encompassing story. And it used to be in two parts. You had two separate shows for The Cursed Child. And now the producers have boiled it down into one show. How did that work?
Well, I mean, I think they did a lot of work. I mean, so it used to be two parts. Each part was about 2.5 hours long. And now we've cut it down. The whole play, the whole evening runs about 3.5 hours. And they've done a lot of work, and it's a lot of incredible work to make the story really streamlined, really clear. But I also, from my personal opinion, you wouldn't know what's missing. And it's, it brings the whole story into such clarity. And it's amazing because now people can see it in one shot. They don't have to worry about, where am I going to go for dinner in between? And, if we're seeing it in 2 nights, we have to get 2 nights of babysitters, something like that. It's, I think it makes the whole experience great for the audience.
Yeah, especially for kids with short attention spans, though by all accounts, it sounds like you're able to hold people's attention. I want to take you back to 2 years ago. That is when this show, The Cursed Child, was playing here in San Francisco, and it was right before the pandemic. At that point, I did an interview with John Steger, who plays Scorpius Malfoy, and he was so pumped about being here and introducing this show, and then, of course, it all went down the tubes, as everything did in 2020. What was that like for you to just have to put the whole thing on hold?
Oh, I mean, I think for everybody, it was scary and disappointing. And it was almost 2 years ago today, actually. Our final performance in San Francisco before the pandemic was March 11th. So we're so close to that date now, 2 years later, to be back finally, to be, doing this play for audiences again, and to be playing this character again for me is just, it's so wonderful. And it's such a culmination of a lot of months of uncertainty and pain. And now it's such a joy to finally be back.
And masks are required in the theater.
Yes, masks and vaccination, proof of vaccination. We're still following those guidelines. I know that the Broadway League is going to redetermine what they're doing soon, and we'll be part of that. So, but as of right now, it's masks and vaxxed.
All right, you're going to be here in San Francisco for how long? And then what's next for the show after that? Are you taking it on the road?
Well, I mean, I tell you what, the thing about the show is that it is so complicated technically, and that we've got so much like real kind of crazy magic. I mean, we're talking flying and fire, and I don't want to give too much away, but that taking it on the road, I think, would be a real challenge. So San Francisco is the only place you can see it in the United States outside of New York. And I think that's going to be the case for a long while. And I know we're hoping to run it for as long as we can.
How did we get so lucky? How did this end up in San Francisco?
Well, I think the producers made a decision that they said, we want our West Coast home to be somewhere that is really supportive of the arts and has this energy that San Francisco has. And of course, it doesn't hurt that Azkaban, the famous prison in Harry Potter, was sort of based on Alcatraz. So there's that connection. And I couldn't be happier to be here in San Francisco.
Yeah, there certainly is this magic around the Bay Area, and we all like to act like children half the time. So it does seem like a perfect fit. I'm sure your audiences are loving the show. For any of our viewers out there, if you want to find out more, you can go to harrypotterplaysf.com. Thanks so much for being with us today. John Skelley, who plays Harry Potter. We appreciate it.